Hello everybody, my name is NikoTheLegend, also known as the well-mannered teenager, the snowflake, rambling idiot, and vigil. And today we are talking about what the fans, tubers, streamers, and the critics say, what they are saying about the Diablo 4 open beta that just transpired about past couple weekends. And this is a big deal, okay? Because this is Diablo we're talking about. This is the big franchise. This is Activision Blizzard we're talking about. This is all real talk from here on out. I know I'm being serious. I'm so serious that I'm not even wearing the Nico hat. But hey, if you like what you see in the video today, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I'd like to hear what you guys think about your experience with the beta down below and everything else Activision Blizzard Diablo 4. Or if you just love Diablo, just smash the like button. Anyway, folks, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the stats behind the open beta that just transpired, popular YouTubers or streamers, what players are saying about it, and then the critics are going to be after. Just to kind of give you an idea of what's been, like I said, the reception of all this, in case you have you don't have your rose-tinted glasses on anymore for Activision Blizzard games, because we all know why, because their legacy is pretty much in shambles at the moment. But hey, if you're enjoying any Activision Blizzard games nowadays, then great, good for you. Hey, I enjoyed Diablo 2 Resurrected quite a bit. I'm with you there. But for anything else, for anybody who's just had sour grapes for a very long time, I don't blame you at all. I really don't blame you. For me, this game, Diablo 4, is probably the final straw, like the nail in the coffin. It all broke the camel's back. This is it. If Diablo 4 doesn't make me happy as a consumer and a person spending $70, $70+ on their AAA title, and it just does shitty, goodbye, Activision Blizzard. And I know I'm sounding over the top here, but I'm serious though. This is it. They fucked up on so many different levels that this is the last straw. Us fans can only handle it so much. So anyway, not to beat around the bush here. Like I said, we just want to know what everybody else is saying, what's all the hubbub through the grapevine and stuff like that. Now, this is going to be kind of fun, maybe a bit on the longer side, so bear with me. This might be a little bit more technical or more boring. Not too much editing going on, yada, yada, yada. Okay. I hope you're ready, because we are going to start this video with the stats of this game, okay? The stats of this game, and you can find this links down below or whatever across the internet. The stats for the beta have been posted not too long ago, actually today. Holy crap, this came out today. I should probably do my research. And it's pretty staggering how many people played the beta. People really enjoyed it. People were curious about it. People really wanted to know if they were just spending money on cash grab, Diablo, just Activision Blizzard cash grab game. And they like to do that. Call of Duty fans know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you look right here, just look at look how many hours played. 61.5 million players, the hours played in the open beta that was only out for a total of 6 days. Okay, if longer, let me know. That's crazy. Okay, look how many players butchered. 1.7 million players death by a Shava, which is the big bad boss at the end of all this. 10.1 million. Beta wolf packs earned 2.6 million. Total monsters killed 29.2 billion. Well, I won't spoil that. A Shava deaths 107k. Now the total hours played that's insane. Oh, and we can't forget the most played class, Sorcerer and Necromancer. I don't blame you. So I just wanted to set that for you guys, kind of build the foundation here on what we're dealing with the open beta. It seems that it was a very popular beta, if not the most popular beta of all time. I don't know, I'm just saying, folks, that's a lot of fucking hours to play for an open beta that was only out for 6 days. With long queue times and all this other bullshit that Blizzard had to fix. So you might be seeing that when the game launches, okay? But anyway, just take this with a grain of salt. Just keep those numbers in your head, like I said. Because I think it's a good idea to just kind of know what the nitty-gritty, the stats and all that. People like the numbers. If you're a by-the-number kind of guy, by the book, this is for you. Now, we're going to go into what people are saying the most about the beta. What the fans and the critics, what's the biggest complaints or things that need to be addressed? Because that's also important about this beta. Okay, like I said, this is kind of like an all of the above. What are people saying about this? So this comes from GameRevolution.com. I don't think I've ever used this site, but this flat out player reviews are mixed. Okay. And this is going to be tough because they're going to be getting people that are coming from all corners of the Diablo world. You got people who are into Diablo 1, Diablo 2, Diablo 3, even Diablo Immortal, cell phone people, and Diablo 2 Resurrected. I'm putting them all in their separate thing because they are all separate entities here. So it's going to be hard for Blizzard to really make something that everybody's going to give it a warm welcome. But they might get a cold reception in the end. You're not going to be able to please everyone, okay? That's the hardest part. Diablo to me back in the day, was that a game, if you ask yourself, was it truly a game that was meant for everybody to play? No, this is a dark, bloody hell, M-rated game, killing demons, making cool classes of characters, and making builds and stuff. But it's a dark, grim game franchise. Not everybody's into that. People like racing games. Boom. So, those people get alienated right away. But, Diablo fans that have been here since the beginning or whenever you started from D3, D2, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. Duh. So, let's see. Players' reviews are mixed, as I said. So, the biggest complaints are repetitive dungeons and basic UI. Now, you may see this being a complaint in many games that you play throughout the history of gaming that you have is games are meant to be repetitive. But what makes the repetition fun is the gameplay loop. It's something like every 30 seconds is the rule. If it's not introducing something new, then it's not very exciting. If it's just the same boring thing over and over, this generation doesn't like that anymore. They don't like the JRPG turn-based grind crap anymore. They don't like how long it you might get the people that like WoW Classic with that type of grind. But I'm just saying, nowadays it's got to be boom, 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 Call of Duty, in your face, do all this crap. It's got to be just force-fed to you. And maybe this is where these people are coming from, where these complaints. But, these are things that could be easily addressed. Well, while many posts on the Diablo 4 subreddit praise the improvements of Diablo 4 over Diablo 3, you see, that statement right there means it's a good sale. I'm getting it. I'm already happy about this because as much time as I spend in Diablo 3, I think it's a crappy game. And yeah, I don't think it's that great of a game. This compared to playing D2 and D1. I'm serious. Diablo 2 Resurrected, it may not be a perfect game nowadays because it's old, but it's still enjoyable, and I think Blizzard did a great job. So I appreciate stuff being said like this. Many players had issues from game-breaking bugs that break GPUs to repetitive dungeons. Yeah, the breaking GPUs needs to be addressed. That's not cool, Blizzard. The game's repetitive nature is a common complaint among players of Diablo 4's beta. One player noted that the maps were all generated with the same pattern, making it easy to predict the layout of future dungeons. Now, I can understand that because if you remember playing through Diablo 2, there's a certain amount of the dungeons. Like the Den of Evil is going to be looking like this run, and then this run, the next run is going to be a little different, and then blah, 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 so on and so forth. They only cycle through so many variations. But that's a complaint, I don't like repetitive dungeons either. Another common complaint has been the UI. Yes, the UI is pretty plain Jane. It looks like something you play on a phone, like an iOS, like Diablo Immortal or something. It looks pretty bad. Have you seen the UI for Gotham Knights? Yeah, we want to avoid that. Kudos to Diablo 3. I like the UI in Diablo 3. I like the inventory, how you get to see your class being presented, your character, with cool artistic, cool illustration, and then the armor pieces are in the slots. I like that. It's like your character skeleton. So, yeah, you can see the pictures here. Another common complaint has been the UI. One player frustrated with the dense text of Diablo 4 even mocked up some images of an alternate UI that clearly display critical information, unlike the official UI. Yeah, they need to fix that. They need to... Less is more, okay? We don't want this to be like... Have you guys seen what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like nowadays? That's a game that has fallen straight to the bottom because they have so many fucking things on the cards that they do now compared to when it first released. It's awful. It's not good. And we don't want that for Diablo 4. We don't want this shit to be confusing. We want it to be simple, So this is like the overall complaints. Is the UI and repetitive dungeons so far. But anyway, there's some good reception of the beta. Of course, numerous players and reviewers have praised the art style and monster design, despite some balancing issues. The variety of classes offer players unique playstyles. Yes, everybody will complain, or for the most part, we'll say the Barbarian is probably the weakest one. Granted, it's a melee class. It's up close and personal. Those always level up the slowest in any. In Diablo 2, Diablo 3, they're not going to be god tier yet. They build up from the get-go compared to being a kiter or something, or a spellcaster. Yeah, of course you're going to do damage right from the get-go. You're a spellcaster. There's a tweet here from Joseph Morin saying, my game of the year so far is the Diablo 4 beta. That is overdoing it. I usually don't spend much time in betas, but I can't put this game down. Hey, you liked it, you have a good time. Now, there was also positive takes from several YouTube content creators. Popular MMO streamer Asmongold overall enjoyed the beta, noting that the game is very good at what it does. Okay, so, and then my boy Riker says Diablo-focused content creator Riker was also positive in his beta impressions, saying that the issues he had with the game are pretty easily addressed and can be fixed come to full release. So that's good. That's great. Big-time streamers, big-time Diablo content creators are enjoying it. Now, like I said, if you enjoyed it, let me know. If you don't, let me know down below. Everything Diablo beta, let me know down below in the comments. So, given that this was a beta, many technical issues and problems with its presentation may be resolved when the game launches in June. However, the issues with its repetitive nature are a little more troubling, and many hope that the sequel will open up as it progresses. Now, I think I remember Blizzard, or Riker saying in his beta impression videos that, hey, this is just what it is for right now in this zone. I know it's probably a decently sized zone. I should probably I'll state this at the end when it gets to my opinion on it all. But they're only going to have so much, okay, in this particular zone that you're able to play in. Of course, it's going to get repetitive, but if it's so blatantly obvious, yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. I understand that. Randomly procedural, generated stuff is great. Hopefully they address that. So anyway, this is kind of like, this is the beta reception overall on what the critics and the fans are saying, okay? So now we'll kind of go into more specifics, so with the critics especially. And when we read the critics stuff, all I'm doing is just reading the conclusional stuff. So we already have an idea what people are saying about the game overall. Okay, so this is IGN. This was during the beta when it had 3 classes. I couldn't find the other one. It didn't pop up for some reason. This is not the latest open beta new stuff when they had more classes unlocked. So they say, of course, Diablo 3 already had many components of a live service game, including a seasonal model where new content and unlockables were released at a regular cadence and ongoing support like in-game tweaks balancing that continues to this day. But this sequel appears to be doubling down. Blizzard has planned cosmetic-only microtransactions, a more robust clan system, much larger meta, refreshes and quality of life improvements, new features and quest lines each season, additional live events, and more. For my money, as someone who's neck-deep in Destiny 2 and appreciates those ongoing efforts, those benefits far outweigh any drawbacks, which is also good to hear, despite what you say about arbitrary reviews from these guys. And the potential in a live service Diablo game comes across crystal clear in the small bite I got from the beta. Now, this is from Destructoid, so let's see what they have to say. Okay, there's still a lot of what-ifs with Diablo 4. The team stressed again that premium purchases will be restricted to just cosmetics, but we've heard that before. Remember, folks, this is Activision Blizzard. Grubby hands, treasure goblins everywhere. From a pure gameplay standpoint, Diablo 4 also needs to keep things up and maintain that tension throughout every act. And the end game, which was hyped again in this media session, needs to deliver. No, that's session. We'll see what happens, but I'll be more inclined to be there day one after my time with it. Now, what's VG247 saying about it? So this article pretty much just says that Blizzard is back. I doubt it, but we need to be cautious. Yes, you need to be cautious with something like this. So, final words. Granted, the developer did reach out to the player base post-launch to see what could be done about its predatory monetization practices, so maybe it's learned a little bit about what the safe limits of the Diablo community are and won't cross them, at least at launch. But as exciting as Diablo 4 is, it's worth approaching the launch period with caution because we know how many times Blizzard has historically fumbled the ball that's close to the goal. Okay, so last but not least, let's see what Jinx says about Diablo 4's beta. So from everything we experienced in Diablo 4's early access beta weekend, the game is primed to set a new standard for the ARPG genre when released on June 2nd if you pre-order and get 4 days early access, or June 6th, 2023 if you have the standard edition. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the standard edition. The game's already fucking $70. I don't want to pay close to $100 for a game that could be a piece of shit. Just saying. Sorry, Blizzard. You can fuck off on that. It is a return to form for the Diablo franchise, taking everything good from previous titles and slapping on a grim coat of paint in a fantastically gothic and dark world. And that's what we want. We didn't get that with Diablo 3. Definitely didn't get it with Diablo Immortal. We want that Diablo 1-2 mix. We want that type of child. Diablo 3 was a fucking mistake, in my honest opinion. Fuck that game and everything that's related to the word Paragon. Unfortunately, that bullshit is in Diablo 4. But we're not talking about that. We can't wait to return to Sanctuary just like Lilith slays the burning hell's hordes. Venture through the dark and intriguing story and explore every inch of all 5 main zones. And if you look at the map for the beta, the chunk that you guys got to play, and compared to what the actual map is, it's fucking huge. Which, listen, many people will think that this is an MMO Diablo game. It is a large game. You're in the world of Sanctuary, and it almost makes complete sense why people would be hesitant about a game that's open world and not as linear as it should be, like old Diablo games. Even Diablo 3 was pretty linear. You know, like, don't fix what isn't broken. So that's the hard part. That's the balance. How are we going to keep our attention afloat the entire time? That's a big concern. So there's got to be stuff just fucking flying at us left and right. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there's some breathing room. I understand that. But, you know, these guys better be fucking careful. Okay, so despite being in a beta state, it already outshines other ARPGs out there just how bloody fantastic it is. While you wait for the Diablo 4 open beta weekend or launch in early June, why not use this time to learn about the world of Stan? Okay. Everybody, this is one of the most anticipated games of the year and for a good amount of time in the past 5-10 years. This is a big deal for a lot of people, as it is with me. This is going to be the nail in the coffin for many of us. So I pray to the gods, I pray to the Tyraels out there in the world that we get a great enough experience. Anything better than Diablo Immortal and Diablo 3. That's all I ask. That should not be that difficult. Anything better than Diablo 3. Okay? Alright? That's all I ask for. Okay? If you give me a fun experience where I can enjoy the game right from the get-go, despite long queue lines and maybe some, typical online fashion crap, bugs and glitches, as long as I'm able to play the game as soon as I get it, or whatever you want to call it. If I have to wait 30 minutes for a queue line, okay, I understand. This is a huge fucking game. Hopefully the early access people help, they get 4 days early and it lowers the queue times. I doubt it, but hopefully Blizzard is prepared for that stress. I'm hoping they're prepared. I'm hoping Activision, in the end, gave Blizzard the amount of time over the past, 4 years? 5, 6, however long it took for them to make this game. I hope it just comes to fruition. We all have a sit down. We have a great fucking time just playing a game that's about looting and scooting, looting and hacking, slashing. That's all we want in the end, okay? That's all we want. Just keep it simple, stupid. All right? So anyway, folks, that is pretty much all I wanted to show you today. This is what people are saying about the beta, about Diablo 4 in general. We see the stats here. We got to see what some popular content creators or YouTubers are saying about it, and critics. I know, kind of a boring video, blah, 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 kind of long, but hey, bear with me. I just wanted you guys to know this, so you're not just... There's transparency. This is always important to have transparency, and Blizzard has been pretty transparent with their tweets and all that, with their developer live streams and stuff, which I can appreciate. But remember, it could all be one big lie. So just relax, calm down. Remember, this is Activision Blizzard we're talking about. They have a stained legacy right now, and this is the tipping point right here. And honestly, this is only going to go 2 ways, good or bad. There's not going to be down the middle. I wish there was with Blizzard, but that's just how their legacy has been handled for a while now. Ever since Activision bought them out, in my opinion. But anyway, folks, I hope you did enjoy this video. I have been your host, NikoTheLegend, also known as the well-mannered teenager, the snowflake, rambling idiot, and vigil. See, rambling idiot. I told you from the get-go. And, oh, food for thought, I did not play this beta at all, besides making some characters, because I wanted to save the most revised, completed version for launch, okay? So if I make a mistake by buying in the game's pile of shit, that's on me. Learn from Nico's mistakes and everybody else's mistakes that fall for the trap. But anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below, how you enjoyed Diablo 4 beta. Did you play it? What did you think of it? Pros and cons, give it to me. I want to hear it. And if you like me without the hat this time around. And yeah, let's just talk about Diablo 4 down below. Let's have a nice discussion. Anyway, Pathfinders, may I see you at the gates of hell, waiting in line for long, long, hellish queues to see if this game really is worth a damn. Goodbye.
I just want to die.